Hello and welcome. Today we have an exciting opportunity to dive deep into the world of sports betting technology with one of the industry's leading platforms with OddsMatrix, sorry. As we approach the final quarter of 2024, we'll be reflecting on the remarkable milestones achieved so far, exploring the strategic integration with FSB Technology's clients and technology, and discussing how this will fuel growth in key regulated markets such as the UK, Ireland, and Africa. In 2023, OddsMatrix experienced a record-setting year, and now, with the recent acquisition, we'll uncover how this momentum will enhance their performance and capabilities even further. We'll also take a look at how OddsMatrix is supporting its partners during the new European football season, which kicked off just a few weeks ago, along with any new product rollouts we can expect on the platform. And if that wasn't enough, we've got SBC Summit Lisbon just around the corner, so we'll get a sneak peek at what OddsMatrix has in store for the event and what we can anticipate from them as we head into 2025. So, with that long introduction, you all want to know the guest. You can see him on the screen as I can now. I'm joined by Ivan Rozić, the head of sales at OddsMatrix. He's going to be sharing his exclusive insights on everything we've just mentioned. Ivan, how are you doing today? You okay? Or Ivan, sorry.
All good, James. Thanks, and thanks for the invite, and thanks for a chance to have this wonderful conversation. Always love talking about sports, so I think this is not going to be any different than the other conversations I had along the year.
Before we jump on to kind of the future, let's kind of reflect on the year so far. And for you, Ivan, what do you think the key milestones for OddMatrix have been that you've achieved?
And I think for 24, for us, the biggest milestones came just before 24 with the launches of two biggest operators that we have right now in the operator market, in the likes of Bet at Home and Set and Shattuck, which is the Hungarian state lottery. These guys added tremendous amounts of traffic to us October, November last year. And ever since then, it's been constant growth. And one funny thing that we saw, like at least with the Hungarian state lottery, is that there was actually no churn rate from the players once we did the migration. Instead, we managed to break into record weeks and months in terms of traffic, in terms of profit, in terms of active players, which was great to see. You don't expect that in migration normally in this industry. For me, I think the highlights, apart from having 75% annual growth rate and in profitability and turnover and all the numbers that are actually available on our websites, which is again not common for a private company, but there you go, is the features that we have lined up and the things that we have rolled out throughout this year, which are going to be definitely instrumental to all of our partners going forward.
I do want to talk about your partnership or your acquisition of FSB and the integration of its clients and technology into OddsMatrix. How do you think that will kind of accelerate your growth into new regulated markets?
When you look at the landscape in terms of B2B companies out there, and the history of these merger acquisitions that EveryMatrix did in the last few years, this is probably the biggest one we've made. And honestly, OddsMatrix within EveryMatrix is the one who's going to benefit the most. And it's going to benefit from the knowledge and experience of our new colleagues. That's definitely the biggest gain that we're going to get, not only to a specific product suite, but also in general. I mean, FSB was known in the industry for providing turnkey sportsbook solutions. So whether UK and Ireland or African territories or in South Africa, their footprint was strong. People knew about them, and they had the legacy and the experience that people can actually rely on. All in all, I think for markets that they have a present in, this is for EveryMatrix instrumental. I think, but when you think about UK and Ireland, we weren't there, but just on the surface of it, FSB has had good clients with long-term tradition and a loyal player base. And talking to these operators and talking to these partners is going to open up our eyes, and we're going to be able to understand the market much better.
So let's kind of turn the attention to football, but more specifically the European side of things. That's currently underway. It started a few weeks ago. How is OddsMatrix kind of supporting its partners and the players within the new campaign? And double prong question, I am sorry, but can we expect any kind of new product rollouts on the OddsMatrix platform?
We've been working very hard on two things in order to make sure that we that we and our partners can actually make the most of it. So one thing is that we support our partners with full flexibility when it comes to setting the odds, setting the payouts for their regulated market. I've seen a lot of sportsbook providers out there that have the same odds across the globe, and I understand why. It's much easier to maintain that kind of a setup from a technology standpoint and from an operational standpoint, mind you, because they have to manage, I don't know, 50, 60, 100 clients. So it makes sense if their trading team is actually, doing one set of odds, and it's much easier in a sense. But
Mhm.
you get nowhere if you have a brand in Peru which offers Tanzanian First League, and you have the same odds as the operator in Tanzania who offers the same sportsbook. It's like you gotta localize, you gotta be realistic about it, and you gotta make your odds competitive to the local content that the players are looking for. We're making the infrastructure in a way that all of our operators, if they wish to, can have personalized odds, bespoke odds that they can cater to themselves. They can tell us exactly how they want to set up the payouts, and which leagues they want to promote with better odds, which ones they want to go more conservative on. Not only the leagues, all the way down to a market level, which is quite a lot of flexibility when you think about it, and it gives you the necessary, the most important prerogative for you to break into a new market or maintain a strong position in your current one. That's one. The second point to that is market availability. I know we probably are, uh, boring people with this, with all the articles we're setting out and all the infographics we're setting up, but I think it's actually very, very important. We did a comparison of our market uptime. So not only do we have great market coverage, I think we've got 1,000 plus markets on pre-live offering for Premier League, just as an example. So the depth and width of our offering in terms of sports, competitions, markets, this is, I would say, second to none. There's good
Mhm.
companies out there that have maybe similar coverage, but I haven't seen one that will, just run us aground. I think we are definitely in top three when it comes to the breadth and width of the coverage. But that doesn't count if you don't have the odds active and if you don't allow your players to place the bets in the most sensitive times of the game. So
Mhm.
I'm going to take football again because it's a running theme right now for our conversation. So basically, if a goal has been scored and you have players watching the game, play that game, uh, you can rest assured that most of the bets are going to start flowing in after that goal has been scored or a red card has been shown. Same thing. But what sportsbooks out there, B2C with in-house technology and B2Bs alike, often do is they lock up the markets for an extended period of time because they don't want to expose themselves basically to players misusing the wrong odds or actually profiting for a situation like that, which is a big change in a football game. uh,
Mhm.
what we aim on doing is making sure that we've got this market uptime available to the player as much as we can. And of course, you're going to have people telling you, well, sure, you can have 100% market uptime, but then you're going to get slaughtered, which is absolutely true. But what we try to do is to improve the market uptime while maintaining our profit margin. And we have been, I don't know by what kind of sorcery that is, but we have been improving our market uptime while increasing our margins at the same time, which is ludicrous. But yeah, it's like that for the last year and a half. This is the fundamentals that we've been working very hard. There's not a sportsbook provider out there that can tell you, oh, we have a great solution, but we don't have odds for the sports. I mean, obviously that's a must, but I don't like it when people take things for granted. Like, for instance, if somebody tells you, yes, we have Bet Builder, that doesn't mean anything. If you know
Mhm.
what I mean, the aspects of it, it's like saying, yes, I have a car, but sure, but it's not really the same if you drive a Ferrari or Fiat like Panda. But so what I'm trying to get at is that, for instance, take a look at our Bet Builder. We have coverage of 12 different sports that are covered through Bet Builder. Most of them are pre-live and live. It spans out through the entire sport, so there's no limit. So if you cover football pre-live and live, there's not a single league out there that it's not covered with Bet Builder, and there's no limitations on the number of selections you get to put on that Bet Builder, which is tremendous because you have solutions out there that cover just a specific league within a sport and only for pre-live and only up to 6 selection, so something
Mhm.
like this. So when you say you have a Bet Builder, it's not the end of the story. You should go deeper and try to find out what's behind it. So On top of that, what we're trying to do with the features, and I think for this year is going to be monumental, the early settlement that we did, which of course is known to players out there already, which is an ability for the operator to settle a game if the, let's say in football, if the favorite is 2-0 up and it's the 80th minute, you can settle the bet as one if the bet was placed on the outcome of the favorite to win. Therefore, you get the money 10, 15 minutes before the match ends, and you get a chance to, bet that money into another game. So it improves the customer experience. It's a cool bonusing strategy. I think I've seen it first on Bet365. I don't know, honestly, I don't know who did it first. But there's not a lot of B2Bs that offer this. It's not easy to implement. It's it touches the backbone of the system, so you have to be very careful. But we rolled that out now, and we're seeing some good feedback. And all of our partners are going to probably have it and use it for this season that just kicked off a few weeks ago, as you said.
OddsMatrix, you're going to be at SBC Summit Lisbon later this month. Can you give us a flavour of what you're doing there? But also, as we're moving into the latter half of the year and going to go into 2025, can you just provide us a glimpse of what's on the agenda for OddsMatrix?
Yeah, so basically for us, like Lisbon is going to be, I think, one of, if not the last big show that we go with a single stand there. So starting from 25, we'll be probably doing like multiple stands, one dedicated for sportsbook, the other one dedicated for casino and all the other elements that we have. And I think even the stand in Lisbon is going to reflect that, where you can see like, dedicated corners between sports and casino. But I think the highlight for us is going to be the retail, the omni-channel, true omni-channel solution that we've been working on for the last couple of years. In December, we're launching our first true omni-channel client in production, and we're expecting, for this to continue onwards. Obviously, everybody is of the opinion that retail is basically doesn't have a bright future, but for us, we believe that it's pivotal in some of the markets, especially when you look at like Western Europe, more mature markets where the pendulum has been swinging in the opposite direction, and where the advertising bans have been hitting hard in most of the markets. None of the operators that have retail are going to give up from it, because that's probably going to be the only source of a brand promotion they're going to get. So we're thinking that we can bring something fresh, something new into this, and we're going to be showing it in Lisbon. In 25, what we're expecting from OddsMatrix is basically to continue this growth with the regulated markets and new partners that are coming on board. I think what we have, it's pretty unique to all the other B2B offering that's out there. I don't think you get to see a provider that's as balanced as EveryMatrix is across the major verticals of sports and casino. Having the single provider for both of those major verticals, I think it's pivotal, because I've seen a lot of setups where a third-party sportsbook is plugged into a proprietary PAM or another provider. You've got that. Then you've got like two providers that don't have the same interest, or you have a provider that sportsbook that doesn't really see the benefit in giving better odds to their players and doing a sharper margin and acquiring the players onto casino, because they live off of the profit that's made there. But when you have a synergy like you can get with EveryMatrix, it makes a world of difference. I mean, we've done wonders with most of our clients when it comes to player retention and conversion of sportsbook players into casino players, and we're going to be pushing on that front throughout 25. Hopefully by then, not hopefully, but surely by then, we're going to be rolling out our new horse racing solution, which I think is very exciting, because we're not just going to slap on an iPhone integration from somebody and be done with it. Now with the knowledge and experience from FSB, we can actually build on top of what they built already, which was, in my opinion, one of the industry leading horse racing solutions out there. And now we want to even move it further, so that all of our partners, not only in UK and Ireland, but also in France, Germany, there's a lot of other places around the world that are big on this. And I think this is going to be something to look forward to during 25.
So Ivan, thank you for joining us today. I've been James Ross, been joined by Ivan Rozić, for the head of sales at OddsMatrix. Thank you for listening.